Yesterday in our series, You Asked, I attempted to give you a biblical answer to the question, what does it mean to deconstruct your faith? Deconstructing your faith is this modern, popular, kind of woke term. And in our culture, it basically means that you set out to deconstruct your faith in order to destroy your faith or abandon or leave your faith. But the other side of the coin, the more biblical response, the more biblical answer to that question is to deconstruct your faith, is to have an intention to see what's under there, see what it's built on, and then reconstruct it. See what needs to be repaired, replaced, or removed, and then reconstruct your faith and keep on following Jesus. And I gave you some questions to think about, some really important questions, but I didn't give you the most important question, and I want to give it to you today. I closed the message yesterday by saying that God doesn't have any grandchildren. God has no grandchildren. He only has children. What that means is that just because you grew up in a home where both parents were Christians, that doesn't mean you're a Christian. Just because your mother might have followed Jesus doesn't mean you get into heaven because she did. Just because your father followed Jesus doesn't mean that you belong to Jesus just because he did. You have to have a time when you own your own faith, when you take your own step and you become a child of God by accepting the gift of salvation through his son, Jesus. And I love this question that we're about to look at because it really is the most important question in life. And it's a question that Jesus asked his disciples. In Matthew chapter 16, Jesus is walking through the region of a place called Caesarea Philippi, and he asks his 12 disciples, who do people say that I am? And here's what they say. They say, well, some are saying you're John the Baptist, some are saying you're Elijah, and others say you're Jeremiah or maybe one of the prophets. And those are pretty good answers, and that's exactly what the culture around him was saying when Jesus was doing these miracles and saying these very profound things and teaching things that just caused them to sit in awe. Many people thought, well, John the Baptist has come back to life, or one of the prophets has come back to life. And those were interesting, probing answers. But Jesus then takes that question from what are other people saying, and he makes it very, very personal, and he says, but who do you say I am? Who do you say I am? Who do you say Jesus is? Who is Jesus to you? Have you owned a faith in Jesus? Do you belong to Jesus because you have faith in Jesus? Nobody really had an answer for Jesus except for Simon. Of course, Simon Peter would be the first to pop in and have an answer. He said, you are the Messiah. You're the Son of the living God. And Jesus goes on to say, you're blessed, Simon, because nobody told you that, but my Father in heaven revealed that to you. It just points out to me the importance that my faith must belong to me, and your faith must belong to you. And your path of following Jesus, your relationship with Jesus is probably going to look a little bit different than mine because you're different than me. And God's going to relate to you on your level, and he's going to relate to me on my level. And I love this about Jesus. I love that he just looked each of his boys in the eye and said, who do you say I am? And so today I want us to think about that question. Who do I believe Jesus is? Take some time today to ponder that. Who do you believe that Jesus is? Who do you say he is? Is he your Savior? Is he the Messiah? Is he a Messiah? Is he your best friend? Who is Jesus to you? Have an answer, because it's an important question to have a good answer for. See you later.